Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik, and this game won the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my PBEM match against AsuRob. He's Allied Commander, and for me, this Empire of Japan. Now it's September, the 1st of September 42. A new month, new equipment, new ship upgrades, and all of the stuff. And also the first month of autumn. So my cruiser division is trying to finish off here some patrol boats or torpedo boats. But it's night engagement, still one is down. There's still a threat for my incoming outgoing convoys. 174 is missing. One hit. I7 still fighting, but escaping. More torpedo boats, but this is now daytime, so this is much easier. And it was more or less a defense operation in Bundeberg. Maybe Rob was trying to sneak in. One more patrol boat low on fuel, and now dead. At I7, still escaping. But one of my cargo ships not avoiding this short-range Dutch submarine. Luckily, these are only 45 centimeter torpedoes, but 2 hits are maybe a little much. And I won a 22 fighting here. Only 1 hit. But this was a chance to attack this convoy, but failed. Then I go to Texas China, trying to finish off this guy, and looks like you can see the symbol just disappeared. So this was the last 5 squads getting destroyed. The unit is now destroyed. Stronger, but only on paper. I mean, still too little. And finally, my M4 are here on cap and can get rid of these Hudsons. Also, chapter closed. And dozens of fighters defending here Calcutta. So the enemy is fleeing or dying. But Rockhampton have no cap today. Luckily no hit. Good bombardment. And finally, not complete, but I'm starting to break this southern block finally after weeks, months of battle and engagement. This India division is also losing more and more manpower day by day. This battle was not so successful, but yeah, maybe tomorrow. Xargun. These British forces are all already very weak. Some are giving up and some are running. But this British force is also without supplies and without any hope. It's only a question of time they've completely surrendered. And that was the last big port and airfield for the British east of Calcutta. Good. Overall, a successful turn. Locally, I can still win and defeat British Allied forces. But I will only really try to stabilize the Calcutta area and maybe Rockhampton. Maybe still create some new forces to send to Australia to help to take Townsville. Maybe. We will see. Good. Air losses are light. 7 for the Allies, nothing for me. A lot of PT boats destroyed. This submarine, of course, I don't know. I don't think so. Why it should sink. So the block is falling apart now, and then the Chinese are forced back. I took the city. There's some industry, and it's completely fine. But okay, yeah, some resources, 20 supplies per day. Nothing really to celebrate. I push here no source. Maybe I can defeat this retreating block forces. You see. Yeah. This unit is now completely destroyed. I can... Sometimes you don't see them, but if you have a yellow dot, then you know there's no enemy. That looks fine. They're catching up. I'm running, and we will see who will win. At the same time, I can see here only one block unit, so maybe it's an opportunity to counterattack and retake this position to secure Bundaberg's southern front line hex. Nothing else here to discuss, no. I can make a short check of my industry stuff, at least the engine production. You can see this is more or less... I need some engines for some special aircraft, but I will not really produce this. This is all starting setup. So you can see the 31 is in good stock, 32, 33 I still struggle. I produce non-stop new factories, but 3 factories or tools are hard to supply all the demand of my airfield. I mean R&D and air production requesting so many H-33 engines is hard. H-34 is okay, and the 35 is normally not a big deal because I also have here 3 factories and one is a very big one. And there's now a very high demand for H-33. This is related to the aircraft production. You can see the M4 request 33, the M8 request 33, dive bomber request 33, Jake wants this, and the M4 also requests 33. So there are simply too many airframes based on this aircraft. But you can see also the other numbers what I produce here. The Tojo 2C is also, but just start the production. So I need maybe up to 1 month to really ramp up the output of this new fighter. But this will be now the replacement for the Oscar, because I don't upgrade the Oscar airframes. I don't invest in this airframe, in this game at least. So the M8G will also come, but still based on 33, so there's no change of power plant. The new torpedo bomber will take some time and will use the H-32. The D4G1 is also only a placeholder. I only try to shorten the R&D that I can get it in October. Then I can switch some more factories and get them faster done. You can see I also start to develop now the Rita. The Rita is a 4-engine bomber. So, more or less a Japanese B-17, you can say. Also, the Tonys, the first factories are switching to Tonys 100. So that will be the side by side, but maybe also the replacement for the Tojo. I still think that the Tonys may be better than the Tojo. At least it's more flexible and can be also fighter bomber. A Tojo is a true interceptor, nothing more, but the Tony can be everything. Sweep, escort, fighter bomber. Peggy's, also I just start with the Peggy's because it's 44 development time. And other stuff is still coming. The George will be, of course, a replacement for all the Zero. Doesn't matter if it's land base or carrier base, but will take some more time. And the next, I think up to end of 42, I can use the Zeros, A6. And in 43, I have the George ready. And then once the George is done, there's not more much coming. I can only go for George 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the M7 make no sense. The M7 is not really better than George. I would say it's more or less the same. And then why I want the same aircraft develop a second time if the George is already good enough. Good. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.